Hi, Dr. Patrick Gentempo here, and thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. We have great content in store for you. I'm so excited to be here with you, and let's jump right into it.
I looked at Bitcoin. I said, we finally have a tool. We finally have a way that we can win. And once I figured that part out, I said, shoot, I got to tell the whole world about this. I need everybody coming on board. And so I did. And so I started creating content, and I've been creating content in the space ever since. And that's why I'm super passionate about sharing it with as many people as I can even today.
This concept of wealth transfer, when you dug into it, what was it that you started to understand about it, and what's its relevance to what's going on today in the world? I mean, with all the money the Fed is printing and kind of the way that the world, the direction it's heading. We see big, private equity funds buying up, real estate. Tell us more about wealth transfer, because I think that's probably relevant to this conversation.
Yeah, certainly. So there's certain events that cause these wealth transfers to happen, and they're typically around areas of volatility. So most people think they want things with no volatility, meaning things are smooth and steady. The reality is, if you want to make any money, you have to do it around volatility, because that's what creates the opportunities. And so there's lots of events that cause these wealth transfers. So for example, just going back to 2008, it's typically revolving around either new technology, like what we're seeing right now, we'll get into that, or government policies. And so the government, the Fed, the central banks, the banksters have been creating these events that cause these wealth transfers to happen. So just going back to 2008 real quick, and actually we go back to 2001. So we have this dot-com boom. And so the markets are going up. And as humans, we're very simple. We're horrible investors because of our emotions. And we're motivated by two things. One, we move towards pleasure, or two, we move away from pain. That's it. We're very simple. And so when in 1988, 99, 2000, as the dot-com boom is going up, everybody's getting rich. Oh my gosh, I bought this stock, I made this much money. Everybody jumps in, and the more it goes up, the faster it goes up, and the more people it sucks in. So at the top of the bubble is the most frothy. It becomes the most parabolic stage because it's just sucking in everybody. And then it crashes. And then it crashes, and then we want to run from pain. So as that price is crashing, everybody runs away and they sell at the bottom. Now, the average people bought the top, they sold the bottom, and then the government, the central banks, they pump the markets back up for the insiders. So they lowered interest rates to basically zero. They changed these policies to pump the markets back up, which then led to the housing bubble. So everybody lost their money in stocks, except for the insiders. Then they rode it up into the housing bubble. The same thing happened. So 2005, 2006, everybody's getting rich. I'm buying 10 homes, standing in line at this new track, and I'm buying these homes, I'm flipping them, I'm getting rich. And so it starts sucking in more people, it gets parabolic. The housing market crashed. All those people were forced to sell their homes and go, foreclosures, et cetera. And then the government, the Fed, the central bank, gave money to Wall Street to go buy up all the homes and then pump the market back up. So everybody lost their money, sold out to the banks, and the wealth got transferred to the banks, and then it pumped it back up again. So that is one of the big cycles that we see constantly repeating. That's one of them, the triggers. And then there's, technological revolutions as well that do them. So there's different types of events, but that's kind of the main event. That's the one that I got caught in.
Do those issues or concerns apply to Bitcoin, or is it just outside of that universe? Therefore, you don't have to have the same concerns that it's getting pumped up, it's going to drop, well, it's going to transfer, because it is obviously very volatile, and we're seeing these kinds of cycles in crypto in general, Bitcoin also as a part of that. What are your views there?
Yeah, so Bitcoin is also part of a wealth transfer, but it works a little bit differently. And so Bitcoin is not just a new technology. A lot of people think it's a new technology, and a new technology would be Uber or Airbnb or even an iPhone would be a new technology. Even the internet was a new technology. But then there's technological revolutions. And these happen about every 50 years. And a difference of a technological revolution versus a technology is a technological revolution changes humanity. It changes the way the world works, as opposed to a technology improves or continues an existing boom. So real quick, to recap them, we've had about 5 in the last 250 years. Go back to the 1700s, we had the Industrial Revolution. It changed humanity, brought people from farms and the cottage industry into factories and cities. Fast forward approximately 50 years, we had the age of steam engines and steel, which changed humanity. We had horsepower and manpower. Now we had steam engines. We could transport big loads. We had steel. We could build skyscrapers and bridges. Fast forward about approximately 50 years, we had the age of electricity, which at the time was a better form of a candle, right? Instead of a candle, we have an electronic candle. But it changed humanity. It allows us to do what we're doing today. Fast forward 1908, we had the age of oil, automobile, and assembly lines. For all of humanity, people walked and rode horses. Now we could drive, we could transport materials, things like that. 1971 was the age of the microprocessor, which led to personal computers, which led to telecommunications, which led to the internet, which allows us to do what we're doing today. 1971 plus 50 years brings us to about 2021, which is of course right now, and we're witnessing another technological revolution, which is Bitcoin, this decentralized technology, which is kind of like digital gold, kind of like digital money, cash, but it will change the world more than we know. And so when we have something like that, this creates these types of wealth transfers. If you look back through these previous ones, you'll notice it's different people getting rich each time, different families, the Carnegies, right? Or the Rockefellers, or Henry Ford, or the Gates, or whatever. So it's different people because a technological revolution builds economies. It changes the economy. Whereas Uber extended the internet economy, this is creating a new economy. And so the people that get into it early will be part of those families that could become household names in the future.
Do you think the technological revolution is blockchain? Thanks so much for being here and watching that video. And can I ask you to please subscribe to our channel so you can find out when we're posting new content. You'll be alerted right away when we do. To share this with people you think might benefit from the information, and certainly it helps us if you like the video. So if you like what you just saw, go ahead and hit that like button. And again, thank you so much for being here with me right now.